Welcome to another episode of At the Catch. Today I have very special guest, Ramon. Welcome, Ramon.
Hello, how is everybody out there in Ergatta world and at the Catch viewers?
Well, all three of them, they're doing great. Just kidding. So it's funny, this is the first At the Catch I've had where my guest is someone I've actually met in person. We met last year at the Ergatta Regatta, even though, as in the Ergatta verse, a lot of us know one another by our pictures, our posts, whatever. And a lot of you will recognize Ramon from his Saturday sweaty selfies.
Yeah, don't remind me. Those aren't my best photos at all.
Hey.
I'm actually surprised I posted so many. So I looked a mess in half of them, but it's all right. That's what it's all about, is getting in a great workout and making sure everybody else sees it. Hey, it's not just us. It's not just me. It's not just you. Everybody looks like this after a good workout.
Absolutely. And I'm glad there are proud people that do that, regardless of the condition they're in. All good.
Exactly.
So before we get started in talking about our experience at the Ergatta Regatta, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Ergatta.
All right. So I'm a Jersey native by nature, I guess, and I'm down here in Florida now for the past couple of years. I'm a IT director at a program management company, but I came to Ergatta because I was looking for a new challenge, a new workout. Interestingly enough, I actually got in Ergatta, and what triggered everything was because I actually won some type of a fitness competition at work. And they were like, oh, yeah, you're going to get X. Whoever wins gets X amount of money towards any fitness equipment they want. So I was like, all right, well, I have a full weight set. I have an elliptical. I was like, what else do I want? I started looking at the options between bikes and other equipment, and I saw a rower. And I remember when I first saw the rowing machine, I said, oof, I had a bad experience in college once where all the other cardio equipment was taken. And the only thing open was a rower. And I go, I wonder why nobody's on this rower. I got on that thing and rode for about 2 minutes and fell off of it, and it was just heaving, barely breathing. And I said, this is why people don't row. This is ridiculous. You need another level of cardio. And I said, you know what? That's a challenge. Then it just became about finding the right platform. And I think between just the sound and whooshing of the water rower, the beautiful aesthetics of the machine, and then the gamification behind it all, it kind of sold me. I'm not the biggest, hey, we're going to be in class and I'm going to yell at you to get your strokes up. And there were other platforms that were doing that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I just want to have fun. If I'm doing something, I want to enjoy it. And then I saw the platform, the games, and I said, all right, this looks interesting. Why not? Let's give it a try. And it's been off to the races ever since.
Yeah. So, you were early in the Ergatta. You've been on 3 years more.
I think. Well, it was the winter of 20.
Okay. Yeah.
It was when I came in. So we're hitting 4.5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you do the race of the week nearly every week.
Oh yeah. I try not to, and somehow I do. I actively try to avoid it, and then this little voice in my head goes, "Stop being a punk, and just get on that rower." And then there's also like Lindsay Siegel and a couple other folks will be like, "Come on, Ramon, we haven't seen your times yet. Let's get you on there." And then I break down and I get on the machine and I do it way harder, and then my heart's about to explode out of my chest, and then I just collapse. So
well, and then you're on the leaderboard a lot, and then you take a picture of yourself, and that's how everyone knows you.
Yeah. I'm sure people are just like, this guy, stop taking these pictures. But like I said, it's just encouragement. When I got on, I really appreciated the folks that were on and the folks that were sharing tips, either about form or, what heart rate should you really be at, or, am I doing this right or that wrong, or is anybody else seeing this? So I really appreciate it. So I'm always there encouraging other folks and trying to give a bits of knowledge wherever I can.
Mm-hmm. So that's the best part about the community. And so, strangely, this is not the first time you've been on At the Catch either.
Don't remind me about that one either, man. That was I don't know if that was my greatest moment.
Well, Fortunately, you have plausible deniability because you're not really in the camera too well. But just to set this up,
I'll take the out.
yeah. Last year, Ramon and I found ourselves in an interesting situation on a boat in the lake in Florida, and decided to have a little fun. So we're gonna watch that now and relive that moment. So here we go.
Let's
see how
do
this
it.
technology goes. All right, Ramon, welcome to this episode of At the Catch. Today we're going to talk about teamwork and making the dream work. And
hello.
Yeah, say hi.
Cool.
Tell us about yourself.
What I'm happy about is that I'm actually not visible, because this is the point where I'm really scared.
Just to give some context, our instructor just left us in the middle of a lake in Florida. Our first time in a two-person boat.
Yes.
And it's raining. The wind picked up. And we've been abandoned. But it's way choppier, but it's all good. We're not quite buttery smooth yet. But give us another couple thousand hours in the boat and we will be.
We were almost ready for the Olympics by the end, though.
This is some good stuff you guys are missing. This is a boatload of fun. Pun intended.
Pun intended. No. All good, but it's a beautiful day. Except the rain and the clouds and being stranded in the middle of the boat. No, when I say stranded, yeah, we're about 500 meters from the dock. Here's your best line. And that's a good thing. And of course, if we capsize, we can swim over there or swim over there. Actually, Ramon can't swim, so.
Okay. I will hang on to the boat for dear life until somebody comes to recover it.
Yeah. It's all good. All right.
You didn't know that you signed up to be a lifeguard during that trip, did you?
No, I'm not, and I'm not certified either. Yeah, correct. And yeah, that was pretty funny. And just for context, we really weren't abandoned. We were getting instruction, and Doug, our intrepid instructor, was going off to deal with Chris, and so he just left us to our own devices. Probably laughed as he did so, because we literally had we were 500 yards from the dock, and we didn't have a lot of instruction. And it is funny that if you think, well, as we learned, it's difficult to row a boat by yourself.
Yeah.
It's 10 times more difficult to row a boat with two people who don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. The biggest thing is, it's like any teamwork, man. It's all about the coordination and getting in sync with that other person. And it is interesting to see how precise you have to be with your stroke and the length, and when you're going down and putting it in the water and all of that stuff, because any little twitch instantly shifted the boat.
Mm-hmm. So
it was I didn't know that. I didn't anticipate that. I've been on a boat before, but it was, I guess, is it the sculling ones where you only have one row?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All
right. So I was on one of those, and it was an 8-person one. So the stability on that was ridiculous. But a 2-person one, and I would say that's like the Ferrari of rowers, because that thing, you looked at an angle, that thing turned, and it was just really reactive and responsive. So I guess it's a great thing if you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But if it's two newbies on a boat, let's go for the Corolla of these things, and figure it out before we get in the Ferrari.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, actually, it was after we got back, after the weekend of the Ergatta Regatta, back in Houston, I found a boat club, and I went out for a weekend. And I got in a boat with a guy that was on the Brazilian national team as a junior. So he had a little bit of experience, and going out with him, pretty different. But the stability of it was great, because he would just sit there and he'd row when he needed to, course correct or just stabilize us, and I would just focus on rowing. So that was kind of fun. So this year when we do it, that's what we'll do. So
for everybody watching, if you notice, he just said Ramon was not fun. That was the takeaway.
Well, I wasn't any better. I mean, we just kind of took turns, one person stabilizing and one person rowing. Yeah. And we got back, and we didn't end up in the drink, so you didn't have your swimming skills tested. So it was all good.
Thankfully not, but I'll tell you what, that experience I will not forget. And the weekend was phenomenal. I had a ball. It was honestly just a lot of fun to get out there, to meet folks in real person that you're having conversations with in a virtual world, and to take part in a common activity that you enjoy. Great meals. So thanks to the Florida Rolling Center and Chris Thatcher for setting everything up, and you and Chris for actually making it so that it made it a fun crew to go out with.
It was a lot of fun. The risk of going to a weekend with complete strangers, yeah. Little trepidation, but it turned out great. We had a great time. And guess what? We're going to do it again. And
Great tell when.
Oh,
what
well.
month are we shooting for?
We're shooting for the middle of October. Nice. By the time this comes out, I'll have posted below the weekend we're doing it. There'll be more information on the Ergatta community website. There'll be we'll put it on the Reddit as well. But we're going to do it. We're going back. We're looking for as many as 8 people to do this, and we've had people express interest. I think all of us that went last year are going to be back. So we'll have a core of people that have forgotten everything that we learned last year. So we'll more or less all be at square one. If you want to come and have a great time, and it's like learning to walk. Actually, it's like learning to crawl. A great instructor, a great facility. Doug has the patience of Job. This guy's been training people from off the street to Olympic athletes, people from around the world. He's just got a wonderful demeanor and patience to him, and a great sense of humor as well.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
We laughed a lot. We gave him lots to laugh about.
Yeah, we did. Especially when somebody falls off a boat. So it was humorous. So.
Well, and I was the only one that fell off, so I feel like I got a little extra.
I had to throw that one in. but I do agree. I mean, Doug's phenomenal. The facility was great, and the lake itself is beautiful. It was pristine.
It was, and gator free.
That was a big deal. Yeah.
We're going to do it again, and just to let people know kind of the format, we showed up. We had a Friday evening event where we just talked theory. We got out a rowing machine, did some basic mechanics, just prepared ourselves for what we would do the next morning. Ate some pizza, had a couple beers, and then we actually had a house we rented. The next morning we showed up, spent an hour or so on the water, came back, had a lunch, did an afternoon session, did the same thing on Sunday. With more people, we'd have different waves of people going out for instruction. You're going to get lots of one-on-one. And as we got better, we were on our own, weren't we? It was kind of funny. This lake, I mean, it wasn't a circle, but we could just go off in every direction until you'd run into someone's lawn or dock and like, okay, I better do some course correction and find my way back
up now. But it was funny because you're seeing all the neighbors and they're just like, hi, a little that way. Yep, sorry. Let me fix that.
The fisherman saw us coming like, oh, well, we better, let me reel in real quick before I catch a novice rower.
Exactly. But it was a great time. And I can't wait to see everybody this year.
Absolutely. Well, Ramon, thanks for being on the show for a second time. We look forward to seeing you in Florida in 6 weeks or so. Just words of encouragement for people who are considering it. Reach out. Just put your questions on the Ergatta community page. We'll get everything we can answered. We'll have more details. It was less than a couple $100 for a lot of time on the water, which is, compared to what I did in Houston, it was like stealing almost how cheap it was. But the experience, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I encourage everybody to come out. It was a great time. And even if you're not the strongest swimmer or a swimmer at all, you'll be fine. I was fine. The lake is beautiful. It's not some deep, massive thing you're gonna get lost in. There's folks all around you from a safety perspective, so you'll be good. And the experience was just, no other experience is gonna match it. So
Sure.
you'll have fun. And the first round's on me.
All right, here we go. There's another incentive.
There you go.
And the funny thing is the weather, the video we just saw was really the only time we had raindrops.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it was
agree.
beautiful weather. We had beautiful white puffy clouds, sunny skies. That time of the year, it's not too hot, definitely not too cold. But it is Florida. I mean, you don't like the weather, wait 4 or 5 minutes and it'll change.
Well, that's exactly what happened. I mean, I think it was actually sunny before and after the video. It was just during the video was the one passing storm or shower, and that was it.
And another thing for people to consider, don't think we're going to be out there rowing for a solid hour. And I can't row an hour at a time. Don't worry. I put on my Garmin, I'd start a workout at the beginning of every session to see how far I actually went. And I think for an hour, you do 3,000 meters because you're not going fast. There's so many things to think about, and you're doing so much course correction. You're not getting a great rowing workout. You're just learning to row. Yeah. And when you get 4 or 5 good strokes in a row, then you're proud. And you're like, oh, I see how these people do this. Now I just have to do it a few hundred times in a row.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was actually one of the most interesting things, man, because we're over there rowing and I'm going, and I'm, like you said, by the 5th one, you're feeling great. And then you have to constantly keep looking over your shoulder to make sure that, you're not angling towards a home or something. It's like, oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me course correct this. It makes you wonder, how do these Olympians get so freaking good at it? I mean, of course, their lanes are tight, right? And they're like perfectly lined up. Those guys are phenomenal. One of these days we'll get there, Brian.
One of these days. Like I said, only another few thousand hours, and we'll be able to go straight for 1,000 meters.
Exactly. Maybe if we accumulate the entire group's worth for hours, we might be able to do something.
Absolutely. Well, very good. Thanks again, Ramon. And stay tuned for more information on the Ergatta Regatta Part 2. And hope to see you in Florida this October.
All right. It'll be a great time. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks, Brian.
Right, take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.